downtown Ruston, and online we are talking with Staci Faulkner. We're going to get a little bit garden baby literate here today. Staci, I want to thank you so much for coming into the studio, the transparent studio.
Well, thanks for having me. Good to be together again.
Oh, you're most welcome. Garden Baby, and by the way, online you can get all you need to know because this is going to go out around the country. GardenBabyRuston.com, GardenBabyRuston.com. You and I have had a couple of interviews on the radio. For the sake of those that are not familiar with Garden Baby, take us back to the beginning.
Oh, wow. So I guess it was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, Megan and I, my daughter-in-law, started sewing a line of organic cotton baby clothes, and we started selling at the Maker's Fair. And it was a beautiful day that day. I mean, like, everything was just perfectly lined up, and we had this amazing day, and it was like, okay, we're gonna do this. So we started selling also at the farmer's market. Before we knew it, we had a space downtown. Dad Holland had bought a building and renovations started happening, and then that following September we opened our permanent retail home downtown.
Well, that's the history of Garden Baby from the Maker's Fair. I want to even go back prior to what makes you qualified to be a maker, and then what makes Megan qualified to be a maker, because you truly do make what you sell.
We do. We make our own line, and then we also have other lines in the shop that we don't sew. But I started my making when I was little bitty, like 2 years old. My mom was a super patient person, and she sewed all the time, and so she gave me a needle and thread, and I was able to draw at that age, but it was more like little bitty things. And she taught me to sew. When I was 5 years old, I learned to sew on a sewing machine, and junior high school I was sewing for the public, like as a job, which was a great way to earn money and to be able to afford fashionable clothing for myself. Came to Louisiana Tech, studied in the fashion department and finished there, and sewed my whole way through college and worked retail for a bit. Worked at Lewis & Company whenever they were thriving downtown. That was a lot of fun. And then started making custom bridal gowns when Gary and I first got married. That was a tough one.
We're not talking aprons, we're talking custom bridal gowns.
Yeah,
huh? So.
Yeah, dressing bridal parties. So a little bit of stress there. But then I've just always did it, and it's just part of who I am. If I'm not creating and sewing, that's kind of my therapy, I guess. So I do a lot of therapy, Rick.
Sewing therapy. All right, so now we have the Staci side of the Garden Baby, but then there's the Megan side of the Garden Baby. I know she's not here. She is literally raising the Garden Baby, and Garden Baby 2.1, if you will, in the form of Golda. Yeah. But if you can share with her, because it's really neat. She was happening and doing her sewing, and you were happening doing your sewing. The two have come together through marriage, and boom, that's why we have the business. Give us a little bit of the Megan story.
Yeah, Megan is a beautiful, wonderful, amazing artist as well. She was teaching art when Thomas and she married, and we just started talking, kind of like thinking about ways that we could start a business that would support our families and that we could create clothing that we couldn't find in the local marketplace. I mean, it was just no one else carried organic clothing, and that was super important to them. Earth friendly, earth conscious, easy on the skin. And so we started sewing clothes for Kip. And Megan could sew and had sewn for a really long time, but it was a different type of sewing than I had done. So she kind of learned things that she had not learned before, and it's a whole different ballgame when you're sewing for the public and you're sewing like multiples of things. And to watch her grow into what we're doing now has been a really fulfilling and a lot of fun, and I'm super proud of her that she's done it.
Well, one of the things that I know, and some folks may not know, Garden Baby, located 200 North Vienna, a beautiful block that's been, completely renovated, restored, rejuvenated, revitalized. Talking about the Dixie Center for the Arts, talking about utility, pizza and beer, Durrett Law and Title, and right on the corner is Garden Baby. And not only are you a retail outlet, but you're a manufacturer.
We do. And
Explain
also
that.
Fringe. The Fringe Art Group is behind us. We can't leave out the art
No,
ladies.
we can't. No,
No,
I don't want to
they're
have
fun
the wild
neighbors.
women of art coming over here painting my. No, I do want them.
Yeah, that'd be fun. So yeah, actually, when we're not producing clothes, which we do 2 collections a year, we are a wholesale drapery workroom. So we create window treatments, custom bedding, and sewing for the home, which soft goods. But we do it on a wholesale level. So we deal with interior designers, with fabric stores, and we produce and ship things all over the place. So we're that keeps us really busy as well. So we flip-flop back and forth between the 2 companies.
I hear another show in my head, the personality of interior designers and how you cope with them. But we won't go there this morning, huh?
That could be dangerous.
No, I know. Staci Faulkner, our guest here, ATL, All Things Local, and also Rick's Mix Community Radio. We're up. Angela, thank you so much for chiming in a couple of hearts. Anybody have a question or comment for Staci, you can do that via the Facebook and or the YouTube. But also, let's look at some of what is Golda wearing right now?
Oh, the little white linen dress. That's a dress that we created as a pre-sale, which means we made one dress, we put it on Golda and had her photographed, and then we don't sew it before we sell it. We take them as special orders, so people can order a size 4 and say it needs to be this long, and then we produce it, and they give us a couple weeks to get it ready, and they come pick it up or we ship it out to them. But it's beautiful. It's a washed linen. The straps are adjustable. Would be beautiful like Easter dress or on the beach. But we actually sold out of it. So we sold more than the fabric we can produce. So we have more fabric on the way. We'll open it back up after we get everything finished.
Well, let me ask you too. I mean, obviously each creation is uniquely, it is uniquely designed, but uniquely made, specific. When you have an item that, as we would say, I used to be in the apparel business, that hot, you'll keep going with that up to a point?
I will, as long as we can still order the fabric that we originally used in our sample. We will keep sewing it. So I've been phone tagging back and forth with the vendor. They were checking on getting the right one and the right finish, and so I should hear something today.
We haven't touched on the content of all the fabrics that you use at Garden Baby, all natural, and what else? Talk about organically grown in most cases?
All the cotton is organic cotton, which means it's grown without pesticides. It is, the dyeing process is all water-based inks. They are earth-friendly, and then we also have started using 100% linen. And it's wonderful to sew on. We wash and dry everything before we sew it, so the shrinking factor is pretty much gone by the time it's turned into a garment, which is great. And you can tell how the fabric's really going to feel after you wash all the starch out of it and things that happen to it in production. So, and it makes it soft and cozy to wear too.
What I'm about to do, Staci Faulkner, our guest here at the Bitesmith Studios in the heart of Ruston, Rick's Mix Community Radio and ATL Ruston, focusing on the downtown businesses who invite you to come and shop and enjoy Ruston's walkable downtown. I'm going to say a phrase that I probably never thought I would ever say growing up, but I'm going to do it right now, and I encourage others to say the phrase as well. Tell us more about the crochet tutus.
Oh, they are really sweet little dresses. Megan recently found this vendor. They were originally from Hawaii, now based in California, and they are a give back company. So they give 10% of their sales back to underserved schools, which is great. And that's one of the things that we love to do, which is to find vendors that are earth conscious, that are socially conscious, and that have some other redeeming quality than being cute for their clothing. And these are all, they're beautiful, and people are, they've been very well received. So we're super excited to have this relationship with a new vendor for us.
So the crochet tutus are not made in-house, but
No.
they meet the Garden Baby standards. And can people order this online at gardenbabyruston.com?
Absolutely.
Gardenbabyruston.com. I'm going to show a picture here of the rack of clothes. By the way, I do want to thank Bayou Life, is it?
Mm-hmm.
They did an awesome article. What month was that?
September.
September of last year, Bayou Life came in for Garden Baby as we're talking with Staci Faulkner. What else? I wanted to show this photograph. I'm learning my new tricks here on the, look at you, hard at work.
Yes.
Back there.
Yeah.
Are you working hard there, or is that just a photo opportunity?
Maybe a little bit of both.
No.
But actually, I mean, you can see all the stuff piled on the tables. That was major work time.
Mm-hmm. All right, so other accoutrements that you have in the store, is that a big word for somebody from Arkansas?
It really is.
And
It's a SAT word.
a what?
SAT word.
What is that? The
yeah,
SAT,
yeah.
Scholastic Aptitude
Yes.
Test. We're dating ourselves. Accoutrements, because I saw the sunglasses. Talk about that, and home decor items.
Oh yeah, we started carrying recently these amazing little sunglasses and wellies, little rain boots that are all made from recycled plastic.
Wellies?
Wellies.
Okay, I love wellies.
They have rainbows and sunshines on them. They're good eye protection for kids, and they're super cute as well. Again, a lot of research goes into what we find. They come from Denmark. So ethically made. I love the fact that they're made out of recycled materials, and they've been great. And then the home deck thing, the decorative items, we really want to. It makes the store feel really cozy to have things other than just clothing and shoes in it. So it's great to have things that could go into a nursery or to any room in your house that kind of carry the same vibe as the rest of the store. All natural feeling.
Sure. Staci Faulkner, our guest, I do thank you so much for coming by, being the first and willing to do this, and help us help her. We're up on Facebook, so if you would be so kind to like it and share it. We're also up on YouTube. Like it and share it, and then go to the, first of all, feet on the floor in the store is primary. Locals support locals first. Some locals support locals second. Some locals support locals third. But whatever you do after that, that's totally up to you. Online, gardenbabyruston.com, gardenbabyruston.com. Anything else we can do to keep the Garden Baby growth curve going in a positive direction? Anything?
Oh, yeah. Come shop, please. Or just come visit with us. It's just been so refreshing to have people back in the store again, to come in. I think we're all so ready to have some social interaction. We do ask that you still wear a mask. I mean, we're masked up in the shop. And we ask that you do the same thing. We're still doing a lot of hand washing and everything that we need to do to keep everybody safe. But I think that people are ready to shop, and I think that it's super important to support your local businesses. I mean, we really are the ones that, we're not Amazon. We did not thrive through this entire last year. Our business was not up. We need the support of our customers. I mean, the old ones and new ones too.
Right.
And we've got good stuff coming up. I mean, we feel super positive about the year to come. We bought big. I mean, we're believing that we're still going to be here and be thriving. We've got our spring lines coming out in the last Saturday of the month, and we have lots of other companies that are about to have their spring launches as well. So it's an exciting time, and we're just ready and excited to see people in the store again.
I'll give a personal testimony too. I mean, I'm not a mask guy, but I'll do what's got to be done. But you made the masks out of natural cloth linen, and those are the most breathable. Now, who's that honking and waving? Don't you love being here?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But yeah, and so those masks are awesome. So thank you.
Yeah, we spent the first few weeks of quarantine sewing masks. I mean, we completely shut down everything else and totally went to mask making and made hundreds of them. So yeah, we still do have a few in the shop, and they are comfortable.
Awesome. Staci, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Staci Faulkner, stop by and see her at Garden Baby 200 North Vienna, online at gardenbabyruston.com.